Get lower.
Well,
Get low.
what is this?
Get low.
This is Kids with the Forced Parents, brought to you by Gatorade, the official
We're
sponsor.
We're not.
The official sponsor
We're not.
of Kids with the Forced Parents. We have our two guests.
we just jump right in. I'm sitting here like, oh, are we gonna like collectively get ready?
Well, I mean, how would you want to get ready?
I don't know.
What's your actor's process?
Yeah, what's your actor's process?
How do you get yourself out of bed?
I need like a good like theater circle moment where we just like shake our. What do we do? What do
You would
what's
do
the
like
rituals?
a shakedown.
Yeah, like jazz hands. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Jazz hands.
They do jazz hands.
Yeah, that's how we warm up jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
We got this, guys.
Spent thousands of dollars learning how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bomb.
We're depressed art majors, guys.
We're starving artists.
We're gonna have no jobs after college, but we're chasing our dreams. And that's amazing.
But my dreams run really, really fast. Okay, let's introduce you guys.
Yeah, let's actually do it now.
Yeah, let's party.
Starting with the green shirt guy. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Titus. I was on once.
Yes.
When we had our Zoom era.
Oh yeah, the
Zoom era.
That was our
Yeah,
Zoom era.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh got the privilege of not being Zoom era.
I never made it to Zoom era.
You were
But-
you got the title of the first guest of the very first episode. But yellow shirt guy, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Josh. I've also been here before.
Yes.
It's so nice to have you back.
Yes.
Really so nice.
I think this is episode 25.
Ooh,
Which
quarter.
is
We
quarter.
made it.
Yeah.
We're a quarter way to 100. I think it's about 25. It's
Yeah.
somewhere around that range.
Mm-hmm. But this is exciting. It's so nice to have you folks back. Did anything new happen in either of your lives in the last year?
I can think of a lot of things that happened.
I would look back on that video and be like, wow, I'm a different person.
Same.
Different person.
Yeah.
Any cool projects either of you are working on?
Huh.
Wow.
You'd like to play?
Now that you bring that up, I made a short film. It's not done yet. Technically, it's not done yet. But we're almost done with it.
Yay!
Yes.
We're editing. This is what you do when you edit.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Josh was the
So
director.
many hotkeys and shortcuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Josh was this during set, and now I'm like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's Josh directing.
Me directing. Put it down.
It's like parenting.
Aw.
Yes.
Put it down. It's like parenting. Put it down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys have that experience, right?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So let's jump into it. Trauma.
That's so great. Wait, what? We're doing the questions, right?
Yeah. Josh said he found some really good 21 questions, and we're gonna go through it.
It's always 21.
Should we start? Should we read all of the questions? And that's just the entire podcast. It's a 5-hour podcast about all 21 questions.
We have to answer all the questions. We can't leave. Well, there's 30.
What?
There's 30, not 21.
You lied.
So
We can go through which ones we like.
Oh,
and
this is
which
a
ones
really
we don't.
very good get
Yeah.
to know you.
These are good get to know
Stuff.
yous.
Yeah.
And since we've all changed so much.
Except they're really into Harry Potter.
Yeah.
This
I'm gonna
is
be
the
honest.
first thing I read.
I watched my first Harry Potter movie maybe
What?
3 months ago.
What was the movie?
Wow.
Did you
The
start from
first
beginning?
one.
Okay.
I just never watched Harry
Word.
Potter growing up. So.
When she jumped to like midway, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know,
these characters are not compelling.
Wait, have you read the books?
Nope.
I've never read the
Same.
books,
Yo.
but I've watched all the movies.
Be sure to get to Half-Blood Prince, though.
Which one has
is that?
Helena
Oh, you read
Bonham
the
Carter?
books?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What? Have we never talked about that?
No, we never talked about
No,
this.
yeah, I was a big Harry
That's so
Potter
crazy.
kid.
We didn't read.
Yeah!
Fucking nerds.
No,
I didn't read that much.
All right. So the first
Ooh.
question: if somebody wanted to really understand you, what would they read, watch, or listen to?
I was literally I was asking Caleb about this in the car, so.
Is that why you asked that question?
Yes, because I saw it and I was like, such a good question.
Do you have an answer because you saw the questions all the
Yes,
first?
I will lead the charge.
Okay, cool.
Here's what you need to watch. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm.
Because here's why.
Why?
We got the nostalgic factor. because that was one of like the very first cartoons that I watched when I was a kid. So like I feel very tenderly connected to it. Like I have a lot of good memories listening to it. But I feel like the show is also very spiritual. It's super, super spiritual, which I really love. And as I've like grown over the years, I've gotten super into like astrology and like spirituality. And so I love when like kids cartoons have like a simple story that everybody can follow, but they take it that extra mile and they really like infuse it with all these like
themes and
yes, and like themes that grow with you.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to watch. Read The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Read it. Listen to probably Ungodly Hour by Chloe Halle. I listened to that a lot over the pandemic. And that was like, yeah, that was a very interesting time in my life.
Good.
So that's my answers.
I can go next. To understand me, you need to watch Adventure Time. It was my favorite cartoon growing up. I think it's contributed a lot to my humor and the way I view things.
Interesting.
I also think similarly to
That's a hard word.
Avatar, that it grows with you, and there's some things in it that when you're a kid you're like, oh, that's a weird thing to say, but then you watch it as an adult and you're like,
that was super thought out.
Yes.
Intentional.
Listen to Lucy Dacus, specifically the Historian album. I just think we grew up very similarly. So sometimes when she writes songs, I'm like, my life. And then read probably the Play Dance Nation that I was in. It was my favorite play for a while.
Wow.
I really loved it before I was in it, and I think it describes growing up as a girl very well.
Interesting.
Those are my thoughts.
That's sick.
Titus.
Seems like it's your turn.
Sure, why not? I'm starting to think of choosing just one.
Yeah.
But starting with read, can I give two options for that?
Yeah.
Both relatively recent, actually. One is The Little Prince, which is like a short novella, and I feel like that it just like kind of captures my own like sentiment and wonder for life, and like exploring it, but also still like having some like homesickness that you're attached to, but still have like a difficult relationship with. And then for like very similar themes, I would say Goodbye Again by Johnny Sun, who's a illustrator that has done some literature in general. And it's just like a bunch of, it's like a collection of his own like experiences, essays and reflections about what it was like to move a lot growing up, and then also as an adult, and like all the goodbyes he's had basically.
That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of talking about growing plants as well, and illustrating that, and I love those parts of the book too. Yeah, you're letting it all out after I wasn't allowing you for the last interview. Josh is a big guy.
Yeah, sometimes you really feel it when somebody says something and you connect to it.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
I'm an open mouth listener, and sometimes I catch myself doing it on the podcast. I was told once, like in an acting class, that it makes people think that you are more engaged with them, and people will feel more open to talk to you if you listen with an open mouth. So now I do it sometimes because someone told me that.
Can you demonstrate, like, what?
Well, now I'm like...
I know what you mean, though. It's literally just like...
Just peek me a glance.
Yeah, it's just kind of like how it sounds.
Yeah. Literally, it's like that. You just drop your jaw a little bit.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you're following them almost with your own, like, lower facial expressions. Yeah.
Maybe I'll start doing that
you're
now.
copying, like reflecting them almost.
Yeah.
I've like read something about that before, and yeah, people do like really respond to it. But on a podcast, sometimes just the can be hard to hear over the person. But
yeah,
I love it. I love it from you. Just like in general conversation, because like I always have a hard time like keeping myself generally like engaged with someone and making sure they know I'm engaged, because I don't know, I've always had a difficult dynamic with that. But you are very like assuring and like, oh, we're engaged in this, you know? So that's why I always try to like you know, like, like I'm not hating on this about you, it's just like for the sake of the but yeah, as far as listen to tunes for no. I could say podcast, because I do think that it like says a lot about me, just like, you know, it's been projects I've done, but I'm also a big music guy in general, so I will go with like an album. I'm gonna go with Soccer Mommy's Color Theory, because so hey, got this from that album, limited edition little collection thing that she offered.
Was that the binder?
Yeah, it's like the go back to school collection. It had like an eraser and pencil, no stickers, and like it's really cool. I gotta show you these. The music itself, it's so crazy, because it's like very like, I would say very current indie rock type stuff, but like it gives you a nostalgia of the early 2000s, and that's like a whole part of like her identity and brand is like really embracing the early 2000 aesthetic. And it, like, when I first listened to one of the singles, I think the first single to come out was Circle the Drain, it brought me back to growing up in Alabama when I was 5 years old. Like, it's a very specific kind of sadness that I like forgot about, completely brought back, and I was just like, damn, this is one of the most important things. Also, Quarantine album. I don't know who said that. That was you. Also something, that was it. And the movie, WALL-E.
Yeah.
What? You got that's
good choice.
When I came to college, after choosing film on a whim, I was not prepared for the question, like, what's your favorite movie? Just because I hadn't really thought a lot about it. Like, I just chose film on a whim, and I was like, you know, let's rock. And a lot of people have their very like, you know, self-assured answers of like Tarantino and like Wes Anderson stuff, which I love all of those, but like, it's kind of like expected amongst film majors to like really enjoy and like, you know, be deeply analytical and appreciative of those works that are like, you know, just like the darlings of the film industry. And so like, I didn't have an answer. I just said WALL-E, and I got like mixed reactions from that. Some people give me shit, but I think as I've like gone through the film program, I'm only finding more reasons to love that movie. And so it's just something I've grown with and like developed a love for, like especially going down the sound design route. Like WALL-E's like one of the greatest animated movies in that respect. So yeah,
that's a good answer.
Thank you. Let's go.
Caleb.
My 10. So listening, I'm going to choose 2, which is a podcast and an album, which is probably predictable at this point. I need to stop apologizing. We were talking about it earlier, but I fucking get it from Claudia, which is funny.
Blame Claudia.
I was gonna blame Claudia. Claudia's all my issues. But so my listen to, at least album wise, is Swimming by Mac Miller, because that's what really got me into music and actually like start listening to music more and more instead of like one-off hits, and like actually like explore a artist. And he's been my number one artist since 2018 on Spotify. Like ever since I got Spotify, he's been like my number one artist. So I'm like, he's my most consistently listened to like artist, and I feel like I'm in like his 0.5% to like 1% every year too. So I'm like, it has to be Swimming, because that's what got me into music. And then podcast is probably H3H3 podcast. Most definitely, because Josh knows, I always fucking listen in the bathroom. Which I probably listen to a little bit too loudly, but I'm always listening to in the shower, or like I listen to that podcast more than I do music. So, and I've been listening to it like 4 or 5 years. So I have a couple of sweatshirts as well. Reading, I would probably say like a series of unfortunate events. I don't read books, I want to be honest, but that's the only book series that like I read through. And like I just love all the mini adventures, because it was like a brand new one every time, and I like going into like adventures that conclude and like going on to the next, and like it's like one story attached to like multiple series of books, but it was like a TV show. I was kind of viewing it as. And then is the next one like movie or TV show?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably wait. That's sorry.
No, I'm clocked in. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought H3H3 was what you watched, but
Yeah.
you listen to that.
Yeah.
Listen to,
I
listen
picked
to.
like 2 music and podcasting because like or podcasts. I feel like they're like
Both.
different.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And then movies. I guess like movie and TV shows also like different, but I would say like Avatar, the first one, the blue creatures.
The blue creatures.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna go the opposite way, not the Last Airbender, and that's because like Avatar got me into like movies and like making movies. Not necessarily the plot, but just like how it was made, because it revolutionized like the film industry.
Yeah.
And it was like the first movie. Like I was like 8 years old, and I like walked in with like my grandpa, my mom, my dad, my sister, a bunch of my cousins, my aunts and uncles. Like it was so many people, and we all like watched it by IMAX.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Damn, let's hope we get another movie like that soon.
Bro, we got through one question.
That's so crazy.
I don't think we should do number 2 because it's way too similar.
Yeah, I was like going all the way
Yeah,
down.
that's true.
List your fandoms and one character from each that you identify with.
Okay. I'm so down.
I like
I'm so
that.
down. I'm so down. Oh my god.
Wait, I got the next question too. I'm ready for the
Okay.
next question,
Okay,
but
cool.
let's answer this one first.
Damn.
Everyone give us 3 that you like. Is that fair?
3 fandoms, 1 character from each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna reset the camera real quick.
Okay.
Already?
How long have we been talking?
That's what I'm saying. What? He's probably just being safe.
Being safe. Oh fuck! It was only 17 minutes.
Yeah. Don't look at the other timer because I started at 5 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
I guess that was more so just to
Yeah,
check
that's
the.
like the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's so great.
My number 1 fandom is the Bible. I see myself in
Judith
Jesus.
does not get enough respect.
Sorry.
I don't know if you saw that tweet, but between Judas and Jesus, the friends, the enemies, the lovers arc that never got
my
complete.
God.
It should have been.
I know.
It should have
It should have
been.
been.
One
That
of
would have
them
been
has a
juicier.
Lady Gaga song written by them, so
Like,
I'm rooting for Judas.
please.
I'm not.
Judas.
Fuck them.
Alright, you want to start us off? 3
I
fandoms?
can't. I really need to think about it.
Okay,
so
no,
somebody
it's
else
fine,
should
it's
go
fine.
first.
Cool. I can go.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, I'll start with like the big shows or fandoms that like I've been watching recently. So Steven Universe, I'm like on my 3rd rewatch, and I only really started watching like last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I'm trying to get better at storytelling in general, and I think that structurally they're very sound in like how they develop
agree.
stories and execute them. So being very analytical about that. But as far as characters, I really just like I have so much. I think the person that's tugged at my heartstrings the most is Pearl. Because,
I knew you were gonna say that.
yeah, I mean I have a lot of answers, but like Pearl, I think the episodes that are like the most like heartbreaking. I think her arc is just the most heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to just like
It's over, isn't it?
yeah. I just think like to have that like eternal love and grief for someone that you know, like for someone that you know kind of just didn't treat you the greatest. It's just like I think that's something everyone can relate to at some point in their lives, and like hers is just like the peak of that. Like probably one of the craziest situations as far as like, you know, having this like love for someone that isn't responded to, and then having to take care of their son and being like their role model is just like wow.
So like.
And then she like ditches both of them basically. It's like you
Yeah,
know, it's like,
right.
That is an insane amount of
Yeah.
like. I mean, trauma gets built
Emotional,
into that. So love Pearl.
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm so
we're
sorry.
getting so deep into it.
I'm joking. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say another one
Ooh,
yes.
that you will know. Well, I don't know if any of you watched it, but it's called She-Ra and the Princesses
I've never
of
seen
Power.
I started it.
You did? Okay, so the show is like very childish and silly, but what I like about it is that unlike other cartoons, they're very invested in the actual story and continuing a story from beginning to end rather than just having like these throwaway episodes all the time. They're just like, oh, they're just supposed to be appreciated in like a vacuum, like within the episode itself. But like all of these really, every episode I think tries to push the story further, like overall. So it's something to follow and grow with. And my favorite. I think the character I've cried over and related to the most of any show ever. Her name is Katra, and her arc is crazy. I don't want to spoil though, but like just the queer angst I respond to. And then I guess third show.
I'm trying to think of a third too.
Yeah, the first two came so easy.
Two, that's fine.
Yeah, I think I got my answers enough anyway. So.
Are you ready? Do you have?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Adventure Time, because it was so formative for me.
So ready.
Yeah.
I related most to Flame Princess.
Oh, so true.
Because it's a very big personality in kind of a small body for the longest time.
Yeah.
And yeah, just lots of feelings, small person. And then I watched Avatar much later in life. And initially I was like, oh, Toph, love that. But then I was like, Ty Lee. Ty Lee was a lot of things for me.
Yeah.
But like, I really just loved that character. I liked the arc.
She's so fun.
She's so fun.
And she was there for the girlies.
She literally was there for the girlies. I was thinking of like a third one. I don't know how fleshed out this one is. What?
No, he's so funny. He just looked over to the screen where the audio is being picked up and saw that was a big boom of sound, and he looks at me. He's like, "Yeah."
I'm so sorry.
No, every time I cackle, it like sets it off.
No, but it's just the way he looked at me about it. I was like, okay. It's like, yeah, big sound, big boom. It's reading, it's picking up, baby.
Hilarious. Oh my god.
Game of Thrones.
Because why was I trying to think of somebody from Game of Thrones?
No, Marjorie. I love Marjorie because she's underestimated. And then she pulls through.
Right.
Marjorie was my favorite character from the get-go.
Oh my god, no, 'cause she was making all the right moves. She was consistently making good moves.
And she wasn't overt about it, which I kind of really liked about her.
Right, and she was still chill.
She was and you know
chill.
what? She hung on for her gay brother. She was like, he's gay, I don't care. So, Marjorie.
Right.
She was an ally.
No, she really was.
Yeah.
I'll go Caleb, if you don't have anything.
I got like two, but it's not fully just...
Wait, I have a third.
You have a third?
I'm just gonna say it quickly though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Powerpuff Girls, Buttercup.
Awesome
That's
choice.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just start going through them, and maybe I'll think of a third one on the way there. Okay, so Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'll probably pick... I don't know how to pick. Okay, I'll circle back to Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'll circle back. I would, from Steven Universe, I would pick Lapis Lazuli.
Yeah.
I would Lazuli. I feel like I probably do not project Lapis Lazuli vibes, but when I think about my set, like the essence of my being and like what I feel like, what my emotions feel like, and I don't identify with my emotions, but I identify as a very emotional being. So I feel like Lapis Lazuli's arc I really, really connect to in terms of like just her struggles and her like desperately wanting to like be a better version of yourself or want better for yourself, but like the circumstances of life just held you back like so much, and you're so damaged, but you want to get there, but you can't because you're the one getting in your own way.
She's like clearly one of the strongest gems, but it's the fear factor that sets her back.
Right.
Crazy.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely identify with her. I think Avatar: The Last Airbender, I feel like Katara for a lot of similar reasons.
Yeah.
She has a lot of and she's so passionate, and she's so like, she's really she really cares about the team, and she's kind of that emotional center for the group. But oh my god, it's like all that power, and she's so disciplined, and she's so willing to like work on her craft and like get better, even though everybody's telling her just because she's a girl she can't do it. Like, she's very strong. She's a lot of inner strength, which I really, really respect. And then I think a third person. Damn, I'm trying to think of a third series.
I have a fourth. Can I say it quick?
Yeah, say your fourth.
Greg from Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a great one.
I need to see it.
We should.
Yes.
We shall.
Yes,
Wait,
that'd be so great.
You weren't there?
I'm not. No.
We were at Anna's and we watched all of it in one night.
It's one of the
That's
best
so cool.
TV shows ever created.
It's really good.
Damn, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm trying to think of a third. I guess I'll pick an anime. I guess Naruto, but I'm like, I never identify with any of the characters in Naruto. Maybe Naruto Uzumaki. That's literally the only character I like strongly identify with. But I feel like
I haven't watched this, so I'm just clocking
Oh,
in a separate way.
yeah. I feel like Naruto like matches my like inner child energy.
Yeah.
I feel like
That
Naruto
makes sense.
matches that aspect of myself.
No, yeah, he's like very kiddie and you kind of hate him for like the entirety of it, but at the same time you really like want him to win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you still want
right.
him to win.
Right. You're always
and it's
on
because like you know what he's been through, you know what he's got to go through.
Right,
We
right.
empathize with the challenges.
Right,
It's like,
right.
Stop being a little kid.
Yeah, right.
A little dork sometimes, but a twerp maybe.
A twerp.
Oh man.
Oh my god. But so
Also-
wholesome.
Peridot.
Mm.
I just like round out the Steven Universe
Yeah,
ones
there
because
we
I
go.
think we've hit the big ones like
Mm.
Peridot too.
Yeah.
I've yet to watch that show. I need to watch that show so
We
badly.
talk about it all the
It's
time
so
in front of
much.
Caleb.
I'm like,
Especially because like I've
especially
been
with
rewatching it over and over. So.
Fair.
I'm starting to learn all about the lore without even watching one episode. I feel like I want to try to get to like know the entirety.
It's so good.
I want to know like every facet before I watch it and see.
So then everything's spoiled.
Yeah. Cause I always, that's like one of my bucket lists is to like know everything that's gonna happen about a show before watching it and see how it feels like.
Oh wow, expecting everything.
Well, it has some like really big plot twists I like.
Yeah.
Especially compared to like stuff like Adventure Time, there's not really a point where like big plot twist. What?
No.
Steven Universe has like a couple where you're
Yeah.
like, damn, that changes everything.
Yeah. You really feel.
I
those
can only really
moments.
think of one in Adventure Time.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
like,
like
Ice King and Marceline.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Like,
that's the only one.
and it's like it kind of picks up towards the end as far as like the continuous plot. Like they
Yeah.
start going on more of those like long term adventures, but. Yeah, I think they really just try to enjoy being like the laid back show.
Yeah.
That's just like good
For
vibes all around.
All right, I got two.
Uh,
Okay, maybe I'll come up with a third, but I don't know. But I think my two would be good enough. So, all right, Lip from Shameless, which okay,
Interesting.
maybe not the like background, but just like his personality because he's like, so like Fiona. It's like kind of has to take over like the mom position while she's like in charge, but Lip is like number 2 because he's like the second oldest, and not a lot of blame goes on him, or like he doesn't have like so much stress of like taking care of like everyone.
Right.
But
holding
like,
it, yeah.
But like without him, like the family would fall apart, or like I don't know. I like that. I like that idea of just like.
I didn't hear it before.
Wait,
I'm sorry. I ruined it also.
No.
Wait, what happened?
The, I realized how much you did.
We should all just do it, and that way it's just the norm.
Wait, 3, 2, 1. Imagine if we just did it in entire podcast where it's just.
Oh my! For 10 hours.
It's 10. Yeah, I was just about to say we loop our like 30-minute piece of just like 10 hours of. That'd be like some ASMR shit.
Okay, Lip.
Yeah, Lip. Oh, cause like I don't know. I like
your explanation.
being like the glue without like getting all the attention on me. Or I don't know. I like how he like cares for his family too. Cause like he's always there and he always like is there for everyone when they need it. But then he also like has his own life that he like succeeds because like he ends up going to like MIT and stuff and he's like super smart and stuff. Like his hidden talents that not many people know of. Only like his family members and stuff. 2 is Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. Cause he just.
Dude, I was just thinking that. He's probably gonna pick a How I Met Your Mother character. It's probably gonna be Marshall. I was thinking that.
Yes.
Wow,
I can see that.
Yeah, cause like he's just a family man. He's wholesome. He's always on some goofy ass like adventures, but like I don't know. He's just always down to vibe and always like there whenever. I don't know. He's always down to vibe.
Slay.
Yeah, he's just a big homie. Whereas like Ted
Yeah.
has this like ego, that he like can't really get around, and then Barney's obviously Barney.
Yeah.
Marshall is just kind of like the more so of the good guy more consistently.
Yeah.
I would say. And he's just like in it for like, you know, he's not, whereas like the show like revolves around like dating culture, he's just like, he only thinks about one woman.
Yeah.
Shaz Lily.
And that's what I want to do. I want my own little like family. Like I want like 1 or 2 kids, just like us 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just vibing.
Like they really tried to explore the Marshall like being single life, and it just did not pan out. They're like, him and Lily have to be together.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
I like that. I think that's wholesome. That's great.
Do you love easily?
Is that one of? Where is that? That's question 21.
He just skipped the list.
You really did.
Do you love easily?
Do you love easily?
You really wanted to get into it though.
Yeah. I'll answer.
It's like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Like,
I wanted a tone shift. A dramatic tone shift. That was funny.
I'll go first. I would say yes, but lately for me, I've been thinking that love and like respect feel like 2 different things to me, and I feel like that's how I make that distinction. Because I feel like I live with a pretty open heart, so I feel like I have a lot of love for people naturally. Like it's just always gonna be there. It's always gonna exist. But I feel like respect shows like a level of. I feel like respect is love in action. Like I feel like respect like is really about the commitment and the consistency and like tracking like a pattern and really knowing a person and like what they're about and who they feel like and what they value and like really like resonating with that, like who they are as a person. I feel like that's respect to me. That's what respect feels like.
Good answer.
I really like that.
It's like Family
answer,
Feud.
like...
Good answer. Good answer. It's on the board.
Right.
No, but yeah, I like that answer because I agree. I think a lot of people say they love easily, but really, it's not always like that. I feel like they can kind of get tripped up with like respect or like care, or just generally like sympathy maybe. But yeah, I think I also love easily, but I don't think I have an easy relationship with that. You know, speaking on that, it's like, yeah, it's like, would that, like, I'm trying to think like out of my own body, looking at myself. It's like, would I expect that from that person? Does that person love easily? I want to know. I want to know. I think so.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I think sometimes I love too easily. I grew up very naive, so I think there's like that little bit of like a remnant of that that still exists there, but due to like just growing up and having experiences, that sometimes gets jaded.
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways to love, and there's the possibility to love the idea of something while not loving the actual thing.
True.
So surface level answer, yes. But there's like a bunch of layers to that.
Layers to the shit.
We should go over every single layer. Let's start deep. What's the first level? Part
Divorce
1.
Bringing it back.
All started when I was the age of 4.
And this is the segment of the show where we talk about divorced parents.
Do you love easily or what?
Yeah.
Little pussy, do you?
Next question. So what's your guys' favorite animal?
He jumped to it and then segued out of it.
That's so crazy. That's double energy.
I would like to apologize.
Like it's the voice.
Yeah.
I watch the podcast The Bald and the Beautiful, and it's the drag queens Katya and Trixie Mattel.
Oh
I love that.
It's such a good podcast.
I don't watch it enough, but...
And they're sitting next to each other, and Trixie goes, "What are you going to do when your parents die?" Next question.
So real.
Caleb, I'd like to apologize for calling you a little pussy. You're the
I
biggest
wouldn't. I'll
pussy.
say it again.
You're the biggest pussy I know.
Damn.
This is why I love so easily. Because Titus showed me the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
You brought it back.
He apologizes to me
Kind of.
and calls me an even bigger pussy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to belittle you to just like a little one.
Some of these were really deep.
If you listen, but you still have to answer.
Did you?
I almost got away with
Do
it.
you love easily?
I was
Yes and no. Yes.
Yes and
Cautiously.
no?
Yeah.
Consciously yes, subconsciously no.
A bit.
Explain that, right? I'm like elaborate.
I feel like I cautiously love. I feel like I have
Cautiously.
I have different levels of love. I like that first initial like love is like it's easy to like get through for that first initial love. I feel like, but to get like the deeper levels of like the more I express, the more like that person knows. That's how I show love, and like it's like kind of like a ranking and stuff. Cause like
There's levels to it, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't it's
Rank us now.
it's like what they say is like you don't fall in love, you grow in love or something like that.
Yeah.
So like there's more to grow with it. It's like maybe it's easy to start branching out, but then once you get to the other layers, it's harder and harder. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So recap: Titus is level 1, Josh is level 2, Lacey is
In your heart?
level 10. Yeah.
The fuck?
The fuck?
No, all of you guys are like
Remember
level
who is your
55.
original co-host?
That's funny.
No, but you guys are all level 55.
Cool.
Max level.
We like
That's
that.
the max
we like
level.
that.
Max level.
Max level, because that's the max level in Skyrim,
Yeah.
I believe.
Ooh.
I think. Unless if you get the add-on. Yeah.
It just becomes about Skyrim the rest of the way.
Alright.
Can we be NPCs this entire...
Is that the next question?
Yeah. Can we be NPCs for the rest of this
That's
podcast?
not a question.
That's not a question.
Is it yes or no?
What are we doing, guys?
So yes or
Yeah,
no?
what do we like next?
Do you like your name? Is there another name that you would like better?
I would want Titus, probably.
I think I would also want Titus.
How about you, Josh?
Josh is powerful. I think I would also take Titus.
Titus?
No, yeah, those are all good answers.
How about you, Titus?
No, I did choose another name. Fuck you. I didn't
I was
like, I didn't
gonna
like
go-
my first name.
I was
so
gonna go with a
didn't.
serious answer.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I can't.
No, go with a serious answer.
Go with the serious
You're not allowed to. Yeah,
If you want.
No, yeah, but you did.
Yeah, I did.
You
Because
did.
I didn't really like my first name. I didn't think it represented me as a
Mm.
person.
I do
because-
really like Lucia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it symbolizes how I grew up. Like I grew up in theater. My parents, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. I probably have. My parents met in a Shakespeare play, and my dad played Lysander and my mom played Hermia, so they put it together, and they're lovers in the show, and that's why it's Licia.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, and then they got divorced.
This is the second segment of the show.
But I knew so many other bitches named
Bringing it
Hannah.
back.
Hannah was a boring ass name, and it didn't fit me, so Licia.
Or Lisa.
It's not Lisa. That's my
It's
drunk first
Lisa.
name.
Lisa, if you want to get beat up.
Lisa, if you're next.
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
What about you, Titus?
Anybody else?
You want to go?
Yeah, I love Titus. I've always really liked Titus. I know people have like difficult relationships with their names, but I've never questioned it. But then, like growing up, I would get like nicknamed Titus, was just like an alternate like spelling or like
Yeah.
pronunciation of it, and that became like my personality. Like
Mm.
through, especially like through middle school, like that's who I was. That's how people knew me. People thought that was my actual name and
Tattoos.
stuff like that, you know.
So interesting.
Because like I changed my Facebook name to that and everything. It's like I didn't hate Titus. I was just like I don't know. For that point in my life, that really expressed who I was.
Wow.
You know,
that's
just
interesting.
like kind of making it zanier, I guess. I don't know, quirkier.
Yeah.
That's who I
Zany.
was. But and then also through high school, I really gravitated towards the name Tara. As like kind of like something more feminine, because I always wanted like maybe a more feminine name, or as like just like as an alternate, something to switch in every now and then that I could like really like manifest and feel. So like that's like the third. Where I was like I would say Titus is more of like the more non-binary answer.
Yeah.
Titus
yeah.
is the more masculine. And so now I have something
Right.
to like represent all the sides of me.
Ooh, I
That's
love
it.
that so much. Oh my god. Yeah, I probably would not change my name. I probably would not change my name. I think I felt very disconnected to my name when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like I was very, like, divorced from myself for most of my life. So I feel like it was hard to, like, embody my own energy. If that makes
That
any
does make sense.
sense.
That does make sense.
So, like, I didn't know, like, it felt weird being named. Almost, it felt so weird being named. But now I'm like, that's my name. In fact, I'm trying to, like, tell more people to call me Joshua.
Word.
Really? That's cool.
Call me the full
I like
thing,
that.
you know? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was very lovely, Joshua.
That's gonna take me some time to grow into that.
No, that's fair. That's what I'm like, I'm gonna just tell all the new people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People call me
exactly.
Josh,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
They're the homies, the day ones.
We were there.
All of us. We were there from the
Orientation, no
beginning.
sheets.
No, but like,
Yes,
actually,
it was.
I'll take that back. I have started to do that
Ooh.
because it, for Babellion stuff, I'll always say Joshua rather than Josh. Like Joshua is interviewing, I don't know, Max, for example. I don't go with the shorthand as often when I'm speaking about you as if like in a less personal way, I guess, like outside of our friendship, as a more like professional.
It's formal. Joshua is formal.
Joshua. It is
That's
formal.
LinkedIn name right there.
Yeah, you have to earn Josh.
Yeah.
You need my respect for Josh.
I'm happy with my name. It was either between Seth or Caleb, and I'm so happy it was Caleb.
I appreciate Caleb.
I do too.
I feel like Caleb fits me so well, and it's like I kind of had a small ego because like growing up, like no one was named Caleb until like high school, and then I knew like 4 other people were Caleb.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, me
like,
too, actually. 4 Tituses. All my crazy.
Hilarious.
But then in college, I'm like, I don't know Caleb's. Like, it's rare to run into a Caleb. And then every time, like, I run into a Caleb, I have, like, this thing where it's like, do you spell it with a C or a K? And everyone who spells it with a K, I don't like. Disown.
Caleb with a K?
Yeah, there's Caleb with
You
a
haven't
K.
seen that?
Never
It's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate all of them.
I think it's a more, like, new gen thing.
Yeah. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Just, it's a C.
Spell it right! I'm
Safe.
trying to think if there's a good one.
Are you guys...
No, go on.
No, you go.
Interrupt a female voice during Women's Month, why don't you? I made the she day, but I will be milking the she. Thank you, it is my month. Anyway.
Let's fucking go! Can him up.
I've been waiting for this.
This is the 3rd segment. I am being
Where they get
replaced.
so forced.
Did either of you look at the list and were like, I need to know everybody's answers about
Wait,
this?
yeah. Let me go back to it. I think I did like some of them.
Oh, I have one.
Wait,
Go
I
ahead,
should
go
probably
ahead.
reset the camera because I don't know. I don't...
Oh,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next question, Miss Licia?
Josh.
It's actually yours.
Okay, Mr.
The
Afiriyie.
question is, do you think of
Wait.
yourself as a human being or a human doing? Do you identify yourself by the things you do?
That's so weirdly phrased. I was not.
I didn't like how that was set up, but I like the question.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so interesting to me.
I think, can I answer first?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think people have the potential to be both.
Yeah.
Because I think for a long time, and I think even now sometimes, I identify by what I do. Like, I came to school to be an actor, so theater was all I did. And when people be like, oh, well, what do you do in your free time? It's like,
This.
yeah, it's like, I don't really know what kind of answer to give to that. But I think post-graduation, it's become a lot easier to be a human being rather than a human doing. Because you're not categorized in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes that
Does
makes
that
a lot of sense.
Because, like, when you're in school, it's like, oh, this is what you study, so these are all the people you hang out with. You all do the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
That kind of thing?
absolutely.
Because that's the first question you ask when you
Right.
meet someone in
Oh, what's
college.
your
major?
It's
What do you
like,
do?
Yeah.
what's your major?
Right,
And then
right.
that's like the defining of
Yeah.
you. But like in the real world,
Yeah.
it's not always like that.
No.
I mean, I guess it
Yeah.
could be job, but it's not usually. It's usually
True.
other shit.
Yeah.
True.
That's I like that.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, I think it's like changed over the years. I think I have a different like dynamic all the time with like trying to figure out like I guess how I want to be acknowledged for is like, is it who I am or just like what I've been able to accomplish? I think it's a little bit of both. I think there are things in my life that I've gone through that I want to be recognized as a way of like kind of saying like I've gotten past this in order to accomplish these things I've done. As like a measure of progress or like maturity. So I think I need a little bit of both to like balance me out and like really like remind myself like
where you come from.
Where I'm coming from and where I'm going. Like they both matter.
Yes. Oh
Where'd you come from?
Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
Cotton
Exactly. I relate a lot to Cotton Eye Joe.
I see myself in Cotton Eye Joe. Go ahead.
Cotton Eye Joe's within everyone.
Oh.
Caleb, would you like to go?
No, I was just going off of the Cotton Eye Joe.
No,
You're going off the Cotton Eye Joe.
He was just yes and.
Okay. I would say I definitely identify with being a human being more. Because I feel like the being powers the doing. So I feel like
I'm clocked in.
Right? Because I'm like, it's the fact that, because I feel like I always make it a point to like come back to self at the end of the day. So I feel like the moments I feel most alive are when I'm fully present in the moment. And that is just like a state of being for me. Like maybe there's brain activity, but like I identify with like everything that is happening to my senses in the moment.
Okay.
That is what fills me. So like, yeah, I feel like I do things and I identify with it, but I feel like at the end of the day, like like I said, the being powers the doing and the being allows me to do. So the do is like the extra fun part that I get from the benefit of being.
For sure.
I like that.
Sometimes I have a difficult relationship with that though, because I don't like how sometimes like your identity, who you are, can overshadow your own accomplishments at sometimes. As much as you can love and like respect that part of you. So like when I made the Egypt documentary and I was trying to promote it, a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're from Egypt, that's so cool, it's like Egypt." I was like, yeah, sure, but did you like the film? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I couldn't get enough respect for like the film aspects of it and get like feedback on that because I'm an aspiring filmmaker. It was more so like, oh wow, cool thing that I can't relate to, I guess.
Right.
And it's like I don't want you to focus on that as much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I obviously recognize that like that is something I am very proud of. You know, coming from that's who I am, my being. And that's obviously what powered me to make it. But yeah, I think it's the time and place sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah. That's fair.
Is there like a definite being definition and doing definition? Like, is it like... Because I kind of like was...
That's how you see it.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of seeing it as like... I guess the being is like... I wanted to describe it in better words than just like me vibing, but like I don't know, me vibing. I'm just like vibing, but like me just like listening and being within like the space, like me just like sitting there where doing is like speaking or like
externalizing.
Yeah.
So I feel like active versus passive.
Yeah. And I feel like I don't know, some of it can like also like go in between itself or mix in between itself because I feel like I can express myself doing through, and that would help my being. If that makes sense. Like if like doing small things, like that's unnoticed, which I'm trying to get better at, but like I don't know, I feel like the small things, I guess. Like going back to like the lip thing where it's like the smaller things that like that help my being. It's like I just want to be there for like everyone, and it's like one of my biggest ways, I guess, is like listening and just like being present for them, even though I may because like I always have a bad time like speaking because like I stutter and I don't find the right words all the time. So I would rather just like sit back and listen and then ask questions because I feel like questions are just like one sentence, and if I think about it, like I can just ask, and I'd rather listen than speak.
You're not a grand gestures kind of person.
Yeah, even though
it's a little thing.
Yeah.
I will say, for someone who struggles to speak, you've opened up a lot in this podcast, and it's really sweet to listen to.
No, yeah, I think through your podcasting, it's been like a very steady development. And I think you've spoken on that, like something you wanted to get better at, so that's why. I mean, you've been doing podcasts every week for how long? It's been years. So I think that's really cool to witness as well, and like obviously be a part of as well.
The growth.
Oh, thank you guys. That's
yeah.
I like that.
Did you pick out a question that you really liked?
Oh yeah, I can do that really quick. Oh man.
I know some of these, like I'm looking at them, I'm like.
right.
I thought I saw one I really did like, but now I think I've lost it.
I'm telling Brendan to pop into the podcast for a sec. Did Brendan ever respond to you, Josh?
No. Well, no. He said he was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
When I texted him.
Not that much.
No, literally.
I want to get as many people on this podcast as possible. Like, what do you think the max is?
1 billion, probably.
Yeah. We just go down the line. Everyone's just high.
Would you say your Tumblr is a fair representation of the real you? That kills me, man.
Oh my god.
I wish I had Tumblr. It would have been hilarious. I liked Pinterest.
I have neither.
Download Pinterest.
I'm Pinterest I'm better than that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Alright.
Good talk.
Pick one of your favorite quotes.
That's your question?
Sure. Today. Or it can be a quote from like anything. Like I would say even like film. Like let's like really dig into like writing, because I feel like when people hear quotes they think of like historical people. I'm like, it's not as fun. That's not as fun.
Yeah.
I got mine.
Yeah, say it.
But I have to look it up, so
that's fair.
So someone else can go while I look it up.
I can go. Mine is literally from WandaVision. Word. With the vision line when he's like,
we know the one.
Grief. Y'all know grief is nothing but love, persevering. That shit.
You've never seen WandaVision? It's good. I like it's even so as a non-Marvel person, I think it's
I think it's like a quality. Yeah, it's one of the best things Marvel has done. But that quote just hit me, bro. Like my dad, because true, my dad passed away when I was young, so like I really had never really thought about grief that way. Maybe I felt it, but I never been able to put words to it. So when he said it, it just clicked in my brain so well. So I'll always remember that show for like giving me that chance to like process my father's death in a new way. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have one, Titus?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a different one because I feel like I wrote something down recently.
Oof.
But yeah, no, I'll just go off the recency bias. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I watched for the first time the day of the Oscars because I knew it would win.
Movies ever created.
I knew it would win, and I waited too long. I don't know why I never just like pulled the trigger and decided to watch it, like because I had known all the hype.
Yeah. Kind
of been spoiled to it anyways, but not that spoilers will like really dissuade me from watching something, but I don't know. I was like, it'll always be there. I was just too focused on my Steven Universe rewatches.
Yes.
But I think simply like the speech from Waymond Wing and just being kind. What's going on?
It made me so sad. I watched it with my mom and I open mouth cried.
Oh yeah, like
no.
I think whatever he said was just like shorthand was just like be kind. It was like especially when you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's or like what you say, that's how I fight. Like that's so powerful. I feel like everyone and I can relate to that a lot because through my own like shit growing up, it was always expected of me to like respond to it in a way that was less sentimental and like openly grieving over something and rather like putting on a strong face and like acting tougher than the reality of the situation. And like I like that take on it, is like, you know, have more empathy, be more willing to open up. I mean what they literally called like that last sequence the empathy fight, and I think like that's such a brilliant way to end a movie. It's like start with like, you know, the easy way or the more obvious way to go about a conflict, but then go about the hard way. You know, that's cool.
Wow.
I feel like mine's cheesy. I gotta
take it. Cheesy's good.
Mine also is kind of slightly funny as well.
Go ahead, you go.
Mac Miller, I forget what exactly he says, but it's not any of his deep like stuff. It's his like one interview clip where he was like, fuck tall people. Why would I ever want to be tall? Like, why would you ever want to... Like,
Awesome.
he was like, why would you ever want to look down on someone? Like, bro, just
Damn.
like, why would you want to be that tall? And the way that he said it was so funny. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck tall people. And I was like...
I don't identify with that.
and I was like, yo, I'm just going to be like, yo, fuck people who think they got an ego. Because, like, that's also what I kind of, like, took out of it, too. Because it was, like, I feel like some tall people are, like, got ego, or, like, tallness is, like, has a certain expectation. It's like, oh, everyone wants to be tall, but no one wants to be short. And my family was like, yo, fuck that, I want to be short. Like, fuck being tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was so funny, but yeah.
Mine is from Rent, unfortunately.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's why I'm upset
Hell
about it.
yeah.
The best musical theater song ever written is La Vie Boheme. And the whole song is really well written, but my favorite line has always been to being an us for once instead of a them. And I think coming from somebody like Jonathan Larson at that time, when people tried to divide, like, marginalized groups in that way, being an us is what saved people's lives rather than being a statistic or a them. So that's always been one of my favorites.
I love that.
But I like that whole song. So.
That's beautiful.
Okay, I also found a quote from the book that I just recently referred to, Goodbye Again. And I think one of the more brilliant parts of that book is actually the foreword, which is like what everyone skips. But, you know, I was like, you know what? So far I've enjoyed the writing. I want to go back and like read that foreword. And it's probably the best part of the book, actually. Because he talks about the reason why he wrote that book was because he needed a break from working. And then slowly he was just like starting to take breaks more. And then that would transition into him like writing down his thoughts during those breaks. And then all of those thoughts that I collected over time turned into his book. So he tricked himself back into working more.
Wow.
And so the way he talked about it is like, I spend all my time focused on something that I knew would bring me stress, but in exchange would give me some semblance of illusion or control. No, a semblance or illusion of control. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just trying to justify that I find more comfort in work than in rest. And at that point in my life, that like resonated heavily because I was like, I feel like I'm falling into those same traps where like I'm not taking the rest for myself. All I'm doing is working. You know, I really needed that.
Yeah. So easy to get caught.
Inside person or outside person?
I'm an inside person, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also be an inside person. I really like going outside, but I like it in moderation.
Yeah.
I've also never been camping.
Oh.
Me neither. Yeah, that's something like maybe I'm not an outside person because I really don't go out into like I don't do a lot of wilderness activities.
Yeah.
But I enjoy being out in nature.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm more of an inside person. I don't think I have an answer to that.
I think just like as a natural state, like what I find myself ending up doing, no matter like what I like.
Yeah.
It's like because I love being outside, but like it's
Staying
obviously like conditional. Whereas like inside is like I think like when I think about I need to rest and like take a break, the first thing I think of is not let's go for a walk as often as it is just like let's retreat into like my little cocoon that I turned into my bedroom or whatever. Whereas like a lot of people like their breaks away from reality is like going out and exploring. Like I know a lot of people like that, but I'm not as quick to like lean that way. I guess.
Fair.
That's fair.
You?
Outside person. Grew up in Lancaster City in the middle of the woods.
City girl.
In the woods. City girl.
I grew up in the woods, middle of nowhere. Closest gas station, 10-minute.
Sheets.
Sheets is better than Wawa.
I have been to Sheets, and Sheets is pretty good.
It's so good.
Solid.
It's not as good as Wawa, but it's a solid second.
It's a solid first.
There's more Wawas.
Well, because we're in Philly. Wawa's like...
That's true. You're so right. Ignore me. Cut that out.
There's more Wawas. Boom.
List
What?
the top 5 things you spend the most time doing in order.
Thinking about Josh, number 1.
Thinking about Caleb for me too.
Don't worry about it being in order. Just list like the top 5 things you enjoy doing.
Okay.
And if you want, you could list them too once you have the top 5.
I'm so ready.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
1. Making art. 2.
Mm.
But like that's kind of like in any form though. Like I can't like say like film or because I just do too much.
Yeah.
It's just honestly just a creative process, even in things I don't
Interesting.
really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like the very corporate graphic design I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoy the process of it, even though I hate the fact that I have to do it.
Mm.
You know, just because it's like I have to come up with creative solutions, and it's my favorite part of any part of my job. Jobs. 3. I would say my morning coffee. Drinking my morning coffee. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
4. Watching a television show that I've been like I'm deeply invested in.
Okay.
It's just because it's just an experience. Kind of like what everyone always talks about, like I wish I could pay to like watch something for the first time again. It's like that, like really being immersed and unraveling something in your head.
Unraveling.
Yeah.
That's the best experience. Because it's also a passive thing. It's like not like you have to actively do it, but you still have this investment in it as if you're really a part of it. And number 5, I would say,
Me?
Keep holding out hope. One of us.
I'm gonna say dancing.
Dancing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have a bad experience with dance?
But just no, but that is a good experience that had a bad outcome.
Yeah.
I was dancing once.
Yeah.
With no other
Spicy
things
Cheetos.
going on.
Indeed.
You just
in my
had some
body.
Yeah. You had spicy Cheetos. Spicy Cheetos.
And
right. Spicy.
I too have partaken in the spicy Cheetos.
Right.
If it's what I think
we
it
love
is.
spicy Cheetos.
And you know what?
Oh no, the never in my life.
That's Cheetos. That's regular Cheetos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Spicy Cheetos is a little bit more of
It's
a
got a
kick.
kick. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
It's a little
continue.
bit of a-
Yeah.
Je ne sais quoi.
The reason it was a good experience
Yes.
was like I was dancing. The story is I was dancing and I got so like lost in the dancing that I fell and dislocated my shoulder.
Oh my god.
This happened back in January.
Holy moly.
He whipped his socket out of his arm.
I whipped so hard and then nade a little too hard. No.
For some reason, Titus, I've been meaning to tell you this, but for some reason, I still see you as like in a cast, like or not in a cast,
sling.
but like the sling.
Was that just
For
an
some
iconic
reason.
era?
I don't know. That was like so iconic that
It was like
I
a
just,
week
like,
as well.
it was
Like I only had to
iconic.
have it on for a week.
Yeah. I felt like you were wearing it for so long though.
No, yeah.
It became a part of your being.
It's crazy. But the reason why that was such a good experience is because not only was I dancing, but I also felt like I was making art because I was dancing to a playlist that I made as inspiration for a screenplay that I've been developing. And so I was like experiencing the screenplay as I was dancing.
That's so
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's also listening to music, which was the first thing I mentioned. So it's like all the things I love doing.
That's
And
awesome.
then it was just a bad outcome, but it was because I was so invested in all the things I loved.
Good.
Yeah. That's so good.
But it's like I think dancing would also like / stretching / climbing, like those physical acts that like are really not that like hard to do, but like we also take for granted. It's like we should do it more, you know?
Yeah.
Just like move our body around, explore the motion. I like being a flexible person. I take comfort in that. So.
Interesting.
Yes. Oh my god.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So there's my 5.
Do you have your 5?
I think I do, or at least I have a couple figured out. I think reading is something I really enjoy.
Reading?
Yeah, reading is
That's a good one.
So nice. It's so nice to feed your brain. Like, I enjoy, like, learning about things that I'm very fascinated by. And just, I don't know, like, chewing on the knowledge.
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels good. And, yeah, so reading. I say reading. Damn. You might have to come back to me. I'm going to be honest. You have to come back.
I'll
So I
go.
can think of that
Yeah,
before.
my number one is making jokes, making people laugh, making myself laugh. Because it's something I've always just kind of naturally felt an inclination to do, even if it wasn't purposeful.
You know what? Me too. I think that would swap something out. I don't know which one.
For doing bits.
Because I've always gotten in trouble for just like not taking things seriously.
Yeah. Same.
Interesting.
You and I have gotten in fights about that. Like, it's a thing. It's bad.
It's been bad.
It's bad. Number 2 would be cooking/eating, because I think food for me is a language of love.
Ooh.
And oftentimes I express my love through acts of service, so I cook a lot. So probably that. 3 is making art in all of its forms, because now that's partially my job too, like with kids. And I guess these two go hand in hand, but like making art and educating art. Because I feel like even when I'm not with students, I feel like this like urge to be like, let me show you how to do this, or let me show you how I do this.
I
get in trouble with it a lot when I'm like trying to do acting. There's like that rule of showing, not telling.
Right.
And I'm a teller in many ways, because I think it's honestly because my mom, my dad, and my stepdad are all educators. And growing up with that, let me show you, made me a very let me show you person. And I think that's why I make art too.
Yes.
Let me show you what's going on in here.
Yes.
In the most physical way possible.
Yeah.
Making art, cooking. What was my first one? Oh, doing bits.
Doing bits?
I don't know.
Are these in order? Or?
I don't think these are necessarily in order.
Yeah,
These are just things.
Order. It's hard to think of 5.
I know. 5 is a lot.
5. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You might need to come back to me too, dog.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's dark.
I want to hear it then.
Proving myself.
Same. Oh my god. Yes.
I really struggle, and I don't think that my career lends nicely to this, but I spend a lot of my time trying to prove that I'm worthy to be in the room that I'm in. And I do that a lot, and I do it like in conversation. I do it like that. So probably that. And then crocheting. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so good.
No,
that's so good.
But I relate to that a lot, because I feel like a lot of the reason I've gotten so far in my career is like this. It's like it's sourced from like this angst. This is the best way to describe it. Is like I need to prove that I'm good enough to like be a part of these conversations, be a part of these projects, because like I just hate standing around in a place that I feel like I have the potential to just be doing more. So I gotta work hard enough to prove that I can be doing that shit. Not to take away from anyone else, but just just for myself, for my own satisfaction. Yeah.
Titus is up to 7.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but these are also good.
They're all good answers. They truly are.
And then come back to me for my last one.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what
Can
it
you think
is.
of any?
Did you think of any since then, or do you want me to go?
You can go. Because I'm still trying to think of all 5. I want to think of all 5 before I go.
Titus knows this one.
Oh yeah, I do.
All too well.
All too
Anal. No.
It's the bits.
It's the bits.
So it's anal number 1. Number 2, document.
Frontal.
Frontal.
Number 2, frontal. Number 3,
backwards.
Backwards and forwards.
That's 3 and 4.
Mutual.
Jail.
And 5 is mutual. There, that's my 5. No, that's my 5.
I'll let you go. I'm sorry.
His one was documenting.
Yeah, for
being a documentary.
For documentarian purposes, and that's one of the reasons why League of the Wings went on for so long for documentary.
All of our episodes would go on for so long. One time we were like going over the NFL draft, and you felt the need to name all 32 players in the first round and their positions and what college. And the thing is, Caleb, you can't really pronounce a lot of those names very well. So it took even longer. It took a lot longer to get through. And I was like, Caleb, just give up. You can put up a graphic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, no. For documentary purposes.
Yeah. And I want to show my growth.
True.
Because I feel like I still not good at pronouncing things, but I feel like I'm
names are hard.
Yeah, names are hard.
Names are hard.
That requires not just like a I don't know. I think it requires more of like a cultural exposure as well.
Yeah. I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
You are.
You gotta struggle first, and then you succeed. Then you have to struggle a little bit more, and then you succeed more.
True.
So other than anal and
documenting anal.
POV.
Oh my god. You like annoying people.
What do you mean? Yeah, I do like annoying people. I like getting on people's nerves because I like to see what their limits are.
Under their skin.
Yeah, and then pushing past that and
then
seeing
taking
how they
advantage
react.
of them.
Yeah, and then taking advantage of them, and then see how much I can get away with, and then see how much I can put the blame on other people like Titus.
Namely me. Shout out Civil War.
You think? You see, Titus? You think I'm?
I still get shit. It's crazy.
That was
when we were beefing.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Most
Civil War
hated.
shit?
Most hated.
Yeah.
It's
Titus,
the
someone solve that
Scorpio
now.
curse.
Why did you start the Civil War?
Let me get into
Moving
it.
on.
Caleb, you haven't even spoken about more than
Right.
No, I got
I
annoying
keep
people.
thinking anal was the serious one.
No, it is. It's not the serious one. It's anal
He
document.
does though. Like real talk. That's one of his favorite things.
Yeah. So it's anal documentary purposes. Oh my god. I would have to cut that out. My mom fucking watches.
It's so much of the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, you need to keep it.
Oh man.
Valerie.
Valerie's gonna.
But cut out me chanting her name.
No.
I think this is a formative experience for the both of you.
No.
No.
No. Probably 4th, hanging out with Josh. 5s.
Aw.
Literally.
5. Seeing Titus every day. 6, this podcast.
He had to include everyone.
Right.
He was like, I love hanging out with my 2 roommates
Yes.
and doing this podcast. Yeah.
You can't leave any of the homies out.
It probably goes this podcast, documentary purposes, anal,
Josh and Titus.
Josh and Titus.
Below anal.
Then 7 is hating on Titus.
Okay.
And then 8, trying my best.
Oh my gosh, it stopped. What the fuck?
That is so dirty.
I was
is
just
dirty.
going, anal. The camera's like,
It can only have enough. It's actually the safe word for turning it off.
Oh my god, that's the trigger.
Anal.
Anal.
Okay, I think that about wraps it up. I don't like that.
No,
one.
yeah, we had to return to Josh.
Yes.
You always said reading.
I didn't get to do my other 4.
Oh,
yeah. Reading.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
No,
I didn't mean it like that.
We were all hating on Caleb. We're like,
No,
you
but-
can't even name one. And Josh is over here.
Right.
You read a lot.
I do be reading.
Maybe that's your only one.
No. I thought of the other 4.
Direct.
Reading. Reading. No. Reading.
Reading.
I would say similar to you, like moving my body. So like dancing, yoga, any type of like stretching type activity I enjoy. That's what I do every morning to get out of bed.
It's my favorite bit to myself. I just I'll be walking and then randomly go. That was a close call. I just keep going.
The animation of it is so
You guys
nice.
think I just don't take things seriously just to fuck around with other people? It's like, no, it's really for myself. I'll do bits for myself.
Yes.
In private, just for me.
My best audience.
Exactly. I relate.
I resonate.
No, yeah, but moving your body.
Moving my body.
We love yoga.
We do love yoga. We love yoga. Meditating. We love getting quiet. We love just getting quiet and not thinking. That is so nice.
Yeah.
I think so much.
I know.
Related to that, getting it out, like writing or like
Oh,
any
yeah.
form of like
Screaming.
honestly, like anything to just
Anal.
Whipping it out.
Whatever you
Sorry,
can do to just, it's okay. We said anal and it just threw the whole, it just
really.
I
threw the
think
tone
we
shit.
have to leave it in the podcast enough so that Caleb just can't cut it out. It's the whole podcast.
It has to be coming back. Right.
This entire section is just cut out.
No, oh my god. But definitely anal. So, no.
I hate you.
Getting it out. I said getting it out.
Getting it out of where?
Please. Please.
Throwing ass.
Throwing ass. I think the fifth thing would be hanging out with Caleb.
Dynamic duo.
Yes.
What about astrology? I'm surprised I didn't make it.
Ooh.
I didn't count that.
But your astrology is you. You are astrology.
Wait, but true, I low-key forgot the nature of the question. Because I was like, I was just thinking of 5 things I do every day.
Oh, wait. Is that the question? 5 things you do every day?
I thought it was
I do those 5 things every day, but...
List the top 5 things you spend the most time doing in order.
Most time? I thought it was just favorite things to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's
my
kind
God,
of...
No, I
the most
mean,
time. Well, yeah.
Sleeping
like
is
saying-
one for everyone.
That's true.
Except Caleb.
Damn.
And Josh, too. We're both on that hour sleep.
And the hour sleep.
We are going to do one more question.
One last one. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do you have a creed?
Damn, you're
Is that
hijacking Lisa.
Is that the question?
Oh, where are you going to go?
Need I remind
Oh.
No, it's okay.
That's
I have
okay.
June to look forward to. No, we can do Creed. I don't know what that
What is a creed? I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is a creed?
Creed is like a mantra.
Oh, religious
Ooh.
worship.
Like a phrase that you live
You
your
better.
life by.
We don't have to do that one. That was boring. I was just...
Oh, like a Bible
Oh, I was
verse?
just kidding.
No.
No,
No,
please.
honey.
No,
Honey, you go.
no,
No. Girly.
Sorry.
So we're doing creed. The creed question is the
Yeah,
Oh,
creed.
we're doing
how do you
Lucio's
live
question.
your life?
What was yours?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do.
I was really
That was
interrupted.
Oh. By who?
You.
Was that anyone special? Or?
Bitch.
Oh.
Creed.
Creed, come
What's
on,
a phrase
chop.
that you live your life by?
I think a creed I do have is watch the words you speak over your life. I feel like I always remind myself of that because I have such a bad relationship with negative self-talk and always kind of just not framing things in the right way and my perspective on the situation. So I always try and remind myself to just watch how I'm speaking over, because I feel like I want to think of my life as something sacred, so I don't want to desecrate this life that I've been given by always not looking at the beauty of it when I can. When I have the space to do that.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Titus?
They'll see.
Is there an ellipses at the end?
Right. Yeah,
I
I
don't
love the
know.
ellipses.
I need it's something that I don't have an actual answer, but I'm just trying to think of the feeling of what I'd want it to represent, you know.
I
And
see.
something it's gotta be something kind of angsty like that,
Yeah.
motivating, you know.
Ooh, yes.
But I don't know what. I don't know what I would actually say it would be. Yeah, come back to me.
Cool.
Mm.
Do you have one?
Creed.
Do you have a creed that you live your life by?
Try
Thanksgiving now.
poo poo pee pee.
That's a creed. That's hilarious. I was sitting here poo poo pee pee.
Yes! I get her.
I do have a poo
I
poo map.
resonate. What did you say?
What?
Slow it down a little.
A poop map. A poop map.
I mean,
What's that mean?
Map.
A poop map. I mark my
He
poops.
literally has an app that marks where in the world he poops.
I just-
I don't even want to look at you right now.
yeah, I just
What do
would
you-
not choose to participate in that.
Why not?
Because I'm a girl and I
Me
don't
neither.
poop.
Oh, yeah. I guess that was mainly just for the boys.
Yeah,
I don't poop ever either.
Boys only app.
Yeah.
Boys
Boys
only
only.
activity.
Mine would be to be a genuine person.
Genuine
Genuine.
person.
That's great.
Genuine.
Let's do it.
Genuine.
There's only
riding
one genuine.
my pony.
Oh my god.
Warm. That's
Warm?
good. No,
Yeah.
that's good.
No, yeah, I
Just
like
be
it.
yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good read.
What's
Mine
yours?
is laugh it off.
Also,
know-
an excellent read.
True. I agree with that.
I think
Yeah.
that's the healthiest way to avoid any situation too.
Yeah.
Laugh it off.
Your parents get divorced, laugh it off.
Just laugh it off.
Sometimes life can get too serious when there are so many things to giggle about.
There are so
I
many
would
things that can
much
go
rather
wrong.
giggle than be upset.
Then not giggle.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mine
That-
is just giggle.
That's also
Live.
Josh's too.
Giggle.
Just giggle.
Like, how can you take a life seriously that has seahorses?
Mm.
Yeah.
Horses in the sea? You're taking this life seriously?
Y'all ever seen a puffin?
That's crazy.
Puffin.
Bro, shrimp fries your rice. And you're gonna take like.
You're telling me a shrimp fried this right?
I hate those little legs they have.
Oh my god, yes.
Like how they can't walk like that.
Yeah. Oh my
I don't
god, I'm
believe
just
it.
thinking about them walking.
Yo, that's
They're
the
just cosmetic.
Yo, that's the same with bees. Ain't no way that those fucking little wings can carry a bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So small. The fat
So
ass
small.
bee.
So small.
We will not body shame the bee. You're like that fucking fat ass bee.
Bro,
I love a bee.
imagine like
This is so cute.
imagine a normal human being with like a little like wings and stuff and they can like
bee
fly.
wings? They're like.
Yeah, like it's equivalent and it's like carrying like
Oh, I want that.
I kinda do want that.
You're just like
Gender
sta-
envy from a
Yeah,
bee.
yeah.
I want to learn how to accessorize that. You know?
Bro, we just like start levitating like this and start flying with
Oh
our
my
wings.
god, that's
Oh
a
my
good
god,
whole
Caleb starts flying.
podcast.
Can you edit yourself flying?
That would be so much work.
They're
was just
retractable. We've
picturing
had
the
them the whole time.
I like Photoshop myself out,
God.
take a screenshot of this, Photoshop myself out, and keyframe it up.
Oh my.
Nero.
With the sound. Oh man.
Can you do that for me, Titus?
That's so
Did you
insane.
decide on a creed, Titus?
Oh fuck! I wasn't even thinking. I was so invested.
Yeah.
in
Yours
it.
was they'll see.
No, I don't want that. I
Oh,
want it. I want it. It's so
I thought that was
gross.
your serious answer.
No, obviously not. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Because like that makes it too much about them.
Mm.
Not
I
me.
agree.
This is
True.
my life. It will not be
Yeah.
dictated by other people.
No, it's my life.
That's their creed.
That's my.
That's a solid read, yeah. Mm.
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 No, yeah, but for real, like,
Me.
I actually, yeah, something along those lines is like only I can establish myself for who I am. I won't let
Nice.
other people try to like make claims so that make me believe I'm someone else
Mm.
other than who I know
I'm
I
the
am.
captain.
Yeah.
I'm the captain of the
Yeah.
spaceship.
I steer this ship.
Yar.
Keep your power.
Awesome.
Mm.
Is that it?
Well, thank you guys so
Thank
much
you.
for being on Kids with
Thanks for
Divorced
having us.
Parents.
Roll intro,
That was
outro now.
A long
Dun,
episode.
dun, 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 dun. Still a work in progress. but-
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
I
good.
loved it. I
Remember-
loved it.
Remember our first intro? Where we literally said. Dun, 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 dun.
That's the Jackson VP intro.
Kids with divorced parents.
Ooh.
Kids with divorced parents.
I love this concept.
He's kids with
Trouble.
divorced parents.
Can you make that the outro?
Yeah, that's the outro.
Mm. Yeah,
Titus,
I like a
Titus
little piano
will.
track.
Titus will do that.
With divorced parents.
Titus will only contribute if we use their bits.
Yes.
That's so crazy. We gotta add the
Josh, add your bit.
that fucking theme song we were talking about earlier from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh my
That's
The
copyrighted.
Seinfeld theme
Yeah.
I
Oh,
tried.
Just
yeah.
high
yes.
pitch it. Yes. The Hannah Montana.
Can I tell you what my intrusive thought is right now?
What?
Yes.
To take these and smash them.
Do it.
No, I'm not.
Which
It's on
one
camera.
will win?
It's on camera. It's on camera. Anything for the camera. Anything for the
That's
vibe.
so crazy. Yeah, anything. Do it for the camera.
This can be your jingle.
Oh my god. That is too much.
Like symbols.
That is too much.
Josh, add your part.
My part?
Yeah.
Oh, to the jingle.
Yeah, to the
To
jingle.
the jingle?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the beat. That's
Kids
the.
with divorced parents.
Bow.
Bow.
That's all I need.
All right.
Little button on the end.
Bye.
Right.
Bye, Titus.
Bye, you two.
Bye. You have to sit next to Caleb. He's so stinky.
That's a goofy.
Just kidding.
Caleb does smell.
Okay, no. Why would you tell him I'm stinky?
You don't know yet.
Shoobap.
Exactly, yes.
That's
exactly.
Oobap, oobap, oobap. Oobap.
Why is this
You're
turning?
recording?
Why is it doing that?
Ooh.
I just don't want to have to go back over there and do it again. You know?
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you'll find the clap.
Oh.
Some of these questions are funny.
Here, actually,
you just screwed it up.
I'm literally gonna giggle so hard.
Giggle?
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 Are we giggling?
A
Are
little
we
giggling.
A little giggling.
I really
It's
like.
time to giggle.
I love zucchini.
I love zucchini. I love zucchini.
This is gonna be so
You're doing
chaotic.
so
I feel like
good.
that you
This
guys
is gonna be super chaotic. Embrace the chaos. La la. Yeah.
Embrace the chaos.
Embrace the chaos.
More toward you.
Let's just all let it.
Thanks.
Guys,
Yeah, I got
we gotta all let our inner child out.
Guys, can we just fight?
My kid sounds like that bitch from the Wild Thornberries.
I would suggest still having the microphone on you.
No, that little girl was babbling nonsense. That little girl was not being coherent at all.
Say
You
that.
just keep it on no matter what. What does it hurt, you know?
No.
It's not like it's
Caleb, I love you.
Oh,
Wow.
that's beautiful.
Thanks, I wrote a song.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's called dissonance.
Yeah,
Read
you
a
can scoot in
book.
closer. Judge, you can scoot in closer. That way we can all be in frame.
Oh, true.
Now that the microphones
let
are
the
less in the
frame.
way.
Less in the way.
Less in the way.
Less in the way.
I'm gonna do a
Less
jig.
in the way. Do.
It's amazing. You're so good.
Ah, I'm so good.
Oh my god. You know what we need to do? We need to like do a radio show. We need to do a radio play and like all play a part.
Yeah. I'll put on some good stuff.
Ooh.
What's the number one thing that you would put on?
The number
The
one
number
thing.
one thing that you would put
The
on.
number. Top things you.
Top 5 things I put on.
Top singular thing that I put on every second of the day.
I went to go see a concert and the opening act was a whistler. And they
What?
whistled for 30 minutes.
That's so interesting.
Like the first number I was like, ooh, this is kind of cool. And then we got to about minute 23 and I was like,
What? Of just pure straight.
she was like, and then she would mess up and she would go. And it was like,
No.
I watched it like this. I was scared the whole time.
No.
It was the Wise Blood concert.
Wow. 23 minutes of whistling.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. A whistler opened for Wise Blood. I was like, okay.
Who is this band? Wise Blood?
It's like this
What's
chickie
in the
who
music?
grew up super Pentecostal and talked about
I'm ready to
probably gay.
Interesting. That's
No,
so
it was actually really
interesting.
good. I went with my sister.
Damn. And the whistler's an opener.
Yeah.
Even more interesting.
Oh, this is so loud.
Can you see my dogs in
It's
it?
just interesting. My dogs are out too.
Okay, cool.
Our dogs will be out
Dogs are
together.
Not free. Should I free my dogs real quick? Do I need to?
Do I need to free my dogs real quick?
That's a requirement.
Maybe
You have
free
to
one.
have no shoes.
No shoes. No shoes.
The door.
No podcast.
I feel like I should be a level with everyone on the podcast.
Oh, on the.
Yeah, subtract
Oh, we
5
can.
from that.
Oh, this is a nice little setup.
This is really cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Probably not though.
I need dinner yet. I'm hungry.
Doubting me?
No, him.
Oh.
But yeah,
fair.
it works both ways.
Awesome.
All right, so now that it's
Yeah.
just the
Titus.
three of us,
Thank
let's
you.
talk shit.
Now part 2 of
Yeah.
the podcast.
Part 2 of the podcast is just
Oh
me
my
and Josh.
god. Ooh.
Peeking the mic.
Yes. I love podcasting.
Babe, here's your charger.
Oh yes.